Well, here we are, the climax of the 1991 season, which sees the third division playoff here at Wembley Stadium. Tranmere Rovers against Bolton Wanderers as the two teams come out onto the pitch. Often criticised, but for the two teams who make the playoff, it turns out to be a cup final which takes all season to reach. Out of choice, neither team would like the possibility of ending up fourth in Division 3, but this form of promotion conjures up all possibilities. But as it has ended up, the fourth place team, who are Bolton Wanderers, take on Tranmere Rovers, who ended up fifth in Division 3 this season. Both these teams like to play football, so it could prove to be a great match. Tranmere are becoming regulars down here, and signs on the wall often read Tranmere twinned with Wembley. But after last week's disappointment of losing to Birmingham in the Leyland Daff, they'll be hoping to put it right this afternoon. As for Bolton Wanderers, this is their third visit to Wembley in the last 5 years, and they'll be setting up on the task of putting themselves back in Division 2 for the first time since the early 1980s. Eric Nixon introducing his team, who incidentally change in the colours because they have to play in their away strip, as it were, which is a nice claret and blue. And Bolton Wanderers will be wearing the white shirts with the navy blue shorts and the blue socks. And it's down to the nitty-gritty. So I shall run through the two teams for you. Starting with Tranmere. In goal, Eric Nixon, who's captain again this afternoon. Number 2, Dave Higgins. 3, Jed Brannan, still replacing the injured Steve Mungall. 4, Kenny Irons. 5, Mark Hughes. 6 is the first of the changes for this afternoon. Sean Gunnett comes in as a replacement for the luckless Steve Vickers. Number 7, Johnny Morrissey. 8, Dave Martindale starts this playoff final in place of the injured Neil McNabb. 9, Jim Steele. 10, Steve Cooper. 11, Tony Thomas. And the two Rovers subs, number 12, Chris Malkin. And good to see back in the frame, Jimmy Harvey at number 14. As for Bolton Wanderers, in goal is David Felgate. Number 2 is their skipper, Phil Brown. 3, Barry Cowdrill. 4, Paul Constiff. 5, Mark Seagraves. 6, Alan Stubbs. 7, Stuart Storer. 8, Steve Thompson. 9, Tony Cunningham. 10, Tony Philliskirk. 11, Julian Darby. And the two Bolton Wanderers subs this afternoon, number 12, a lad born and bred in Birkenhead, David Reeves, and number 14, Scott Green. Keith Hackett checking with his officials. So here we are for the 1990/91 season playoffs. Tranmere Rovers kick off against Bolton Wanderers. And it's with Mark Hughes coming forward very early for Rovers. Cooper in, did well, find Morrissey. Flicked out to the right, Tony Thomas. Paul Constiff, who will keep very close to Johnny Morrissey throughout the proceedings this afternoon, wins the first throw-in off the Tranmere number 7. Dave Higgins fouls, so the first free kick of the afternoon goes Bolton's way for the foul on Tony Philliskirk. He's the man to watch as far as Bolton Wanderers are concerned. Danger man. Phil Brown pushing it down the line, and Cunningham, whose aerial power will also be very prominent this afternoon. Tony Cunningham, the number 9, well-travelled striker, been with Lincoln, Barnsley, Sheffield Wednesday, Manchester City, Newcastle, Blackpool and Bury. And here he is now with Bolton Wanderers this afternoon. Steele's flick on, looking for Cooper. Brown guides it back to his keeper, David Felgate. Now it's a chance for Bolton to break down this left flank with Barry Cowdrill. Dave Higgins and Phyllis Kirk together. It's obviously Dave Higgins' job this afternoon is to keep a close eye on Tony Phyllis Kirk, and Dave Higgins appealing for a free kick there for a foul by the number 10. Not given, so it's a throw-in to Bolton. Paul Comstive leaving it for Julian Darby. A long throw-in, Comstive, and it's a corner anyway. Whatever the case of that was, it was a header out by Mark Hughes, which gives Bolton first corner of the game. Short one taken. The ball laid in, headed away by Steele, who's back defending, keeping an eye on Mark Seagraves. Martindale does well under pressure, and Steele clears, only finds Julian Darby. Now Martindale, nice ball inside to Cooper. Thomas, chance for Rovers to break away, and just offside was, of all people, on the right hand side, Jed Brannan. Somehow or other found his way out of defence on the right wing for the Tranmere left back, but he was just caught a little offside. So it's a free kick to Bolton Wanderers. Of course, Jed Brannan, the scorer of the goal that put Tranmere here, as it were, this afternoon in the second leg playoff, where Rovers defeated on aggregate Brentford 3-2. Martindale, Irons, not a good ball from Irons, but he gets it back, and Tony Thomas is judged to a foul Julian Darby, so it's a free kick to Bolton. Bolton, of course, overcame Bury 2-1 on aggregate, so no matter what had happened in that leg, it would have been a Lancashire Merseyside derby. But it's a free kick to Bolton to be taken by Thompson. Headed away by Brannan. Thomas is up. Cowdrell got a head in, or foot in, should I say, above Cooper. And Keith Hackett judges that it was too high, so it's a free kick to Tranmere. Cooper up very high, but no real direction on the header. Cowdrell takes a little bit of edge off it. Cooley lays it back to his goalkeeper, Welsh international David Felglate. He's certainly been around a bit, if he doesn't mind me saying. Rochdale, Bradford, Crewe, Lincoln, Cardiff, Grimsby and Rotherham. Cunningham to Derby. Comstive comes inside and then lays the ball back and puts his number 8 under pressure. Steve Thompson gets away with what looked like a handball from up here. Not deliberate, said Keith Hackett, and it's Steve Thompson on the ball again. Cunningham lays a 1-2. Thompson's shot, I really think it was meant to hit Julian Darby's left foot, but he's got another bite at the cherry now. Thompson looking out to the right and finding Phyllis Kirk, being challenged by Higgins, and a clean challenge it was, so it's a throw-in to Bolton Wanderers. Brown inside to Phyllis Kirk, finds Thompson in a little bit of space. He's got past Irons, shoots, and the first real effort at goal comes after 6 minutes of the game. But nothing really to worry Eric Nixon in the Tranmere goal. Rovers, of course, are looking to get back in Division 2. They were there in 1938/39 and ended up 22nd. So it'll be quite an achievement for the club that nearly ended up in the Vauxhall Conference just over 4 years ago, finding their 4th visit to Wembley in as many years. Alan Stubbs on the ball, not a good one. Martindale read it well to Cooper. Cooper, square ball to Thomas. Now Martindale, looking to get in the game this afternoon, Dave Martindale, and establish a place, but he's lost out to Cunningham and also Comstive. Comstive battling with 2 Tranmere players and does well to come out with the ball. Alan Stubbs on the ball now for the Wanderers. David Felgate kept 19 league and cup clean sheets this season, and the Bolton goal 31-year-old goalkeeper born in Balanu Festininog. Higgins' header, it's a foul though, pushing Tony Philliskirk in the back. Another free kick to the Wanderers as they push up Alan Stubbs to join the attack. Philliskirk and Cunningham already there. Paul Comsted on the edge of the 18-yard box. Oh, that was nearly going over Sean Garnett, but he did well to get a header in to deny Cunningham. Morrissey, it's not a very good ball for Morrissey. He has to recover himself, make amends. Now Martindale. Coolly back to Eric Nixon. Helped on there by Thompson. Just a bit too far ahead of Philliskirk on this occasion. Well, it looked like a rough decision there on Jim Steele. Referee waves play on, and it's Paul Comsted, Barry Cowdrell taking it up, Higgins in ahead of Philliskirk. Cooper, but tight at the moment there for Rovers, and Higgins does well, finding his feet again after the challenge on Philliskirk. Now Martindale, very deep for Tranmere. Hughes. Steele. Pushed out to the right is Thomas. Irons joining the attack, and that's looking for Steele. Steele's got the flick on. Irons in a bit of space. Shot on goal, blocked by Seagraves. Philliskirk now for the Wanderers as Cunningham loses out. The referee says half a dozen want to stick to the other on that challenge between Seagraves and Steele. And the ball ends up with David Felgate in the Bolton goal. Sean Garnett's header. Thompson got in ahead of Irons. And Bolton, the players, appeal for handball. Martindale to Higgins. These days Wembley's well used as far as football of the soccer variety, and also the American version as well, amongst other things like rugby. And the pitch looks outstanding from up here. You can still see the markings from the London Monarchs' recent match on the pitch, but the actual surface itself seems bumpy in places and could add to a touch of unpredictable happenings this afternoon. As of yet, we've had none of those. 10 minutes of the match gone, it's still 0-0. Only one real shot on goal, and that came from Bolton Wanderers. Steele's gone down under a crunching tackle from Seagraves, but Thompson has the ball for Bolton, laid forward for Storer, who's got behind Brennan. That's one high, and Eric Nixon prepared to knock the ball over the bar, and that'll give chance for Kenny Jones to rush on for Jim Steele, who's gone down clutching his right knee in the centre circle at the moment, and there could be worrying signs for Tranmere. So a forced change in the 12th minute with Jim Steele not taking part in the proceedings any further. He's damaged his right leg, the muscle, it seems, the calf muscle's gone, and Chris Malkin comes into the frame to the applause of the Tranmere fans, but they'll be sorry to see Jim Steele leave the proceedings. He's in a great deal of pain, and thankfully for him, the season is over after this match. Try and get it repaired for the start of the 91-92 season. Chris Malkin will take up the roll down the centre, it seems, alongside Steve Cooper. Cowdrell's cross. Cunningham's up with Garnett. It's come to Philliskirk. Cunningham, foot. Well, Kenny Irons did exceptionally well then, because it fell for the left-footed Tony Cunningham, and Tranmere's number 4 Irons stepped in to make a timely challenge and help it back towards Eric Nixon. Seagraves, who's gone across to Mark Cooper now, as Martindale pushes the ball forward to Cooper. Morrissey inside to Martindale. Good header away by number 6, Alan Stubbs. Did well under pressure, but it was a good move by Rovers. Higgins' header. Storer. Challenges by Brennan, and Keith Hackett not happy. Oh dear. I thought we were going to see the first yellow card there, but thankfully Keith Hackett responding to the situation rather quickly and just gives Jeff Brennan a timely warning. One more and he'll be booked. So a quarter of an hour of the match gone. 0-0 the score. Plenty of stoppages so far though. Phil Brown's free kick. Phyllis Kirk's flick on. Headed away by Garnett. Comstead. Out to the left is Cowdrell, a bit of space. Taking on Thomas, is flat-footed Thomas, it's a cross in. Eric Nixon saw the ball going over the bar, despite an outstretched arm, never touched it. So the shot came in for number 3, Barry Cowdrell, on that occasion. Bolton Wanderers Player of the Year last season. Came from West Brom 3 seasons ago. Comstead's header, powerful one it was as well. Phyllis Kirk. Comstead looking for the return. Mark Hughes slipping and sliding all over the place, but managed to keep his feet and find Eric Nixon. Cooper up, he seemed to be dragged down, not given against Seagrave, so Cowdrell comes away with it from the pass from Derby. A lot of space for Cowdrell to exploit down this left-hand side, with Morrissey switching over, leaving Malkin to do the chasing down here, as he's doing now. Comstead puts the ball forward, Hughes knocks it away. No one there from Rovers to take advantage of it. Not well controlled by Stubbs, and it's found Higgins. Now we've got a chance to exploit the speed as Irons has got through. Irons shoots. It was in turn meant for Chris Malkin. His way to goal was blocked, and the referee played a good advantage, allowing Kenny Irons to go through. Storer's in with a header, and Garnett shielded it back to Eric Nixon, who releases Tony Thomas. A chance for Rovers to come forward, but Tony Thomas opts to knock it back to Eric Nixon. Johnny King has already made his way towards the tunnel for the break. Thomas helps it on. Seagraves' header. Garnett's header. Foul low by Garnett on Cunningham. So it's another free kick and goes Bolton's way, and it's Thompson couldn't find Cowdrell. Thomas well intercepted by Steve Thompson, because that was looking more like Steve Cooper's ball. Had 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first 45 minutes, still no score. Irons. Thomas. That's a good cross in from Thomas. Cooper's up. Headed away by Brown. Only as far as Morrissey. Great skill by Morrissey. Now Brennan's away on the left. Couldn't take it under control, but he crosses it again. Cooper's up. Got a flick on. So Keith Hackett brings the end of the first half, which has seen Rovers virtually outclass Bolton Wanderers in all departments in this opening 45 minutes. The half-time score in the 1990-91 third division playoff final is Bolton Wanderers 0, Tranmere Rovers 0. So we await the start of this second 45 minutes in basking sunshine. The two teams have not made any more substitutions at half-time, with, of course, Rovers' forced change of Chris Malkin on for Jim Steele. But I'm sure out the two changing rooms it'll be the heavier talking done in the Bolton one, because they've not really played at all in the opening 45 minutes. And as far as Tranmere are concerned, let's hope it keeps that way as well. Seagraves to his opposite, number 5, Hughes. Comstive, Julian Darby, has been very quiet. But of course, both teams now attacking their respective supporters. Julian Darby drags the foot over the ball, but loses out. And Kenny Irons is asked to do a lot, but the ball has come free for Morrissey. Now it's the Tranmere fans who are getting behind their team. Morrissey lays a nice ball out wide to Thomas. Crossed in from Thomas, very deep. Felgate's easy going to gather that one. Cowdrill for Bolton Wanderers. Phyllis Kirk as well. It's a ball back to Barry Cowdrill. Tony Cunningham, shadowed as he has been all afternoon so far by Sean Garnett. It's a throw in to Bolton. Comstive back to Cowdrill. Higgins in ahead of Phyllis Kirk, and Irons gives the ball back to Hughes. Nixon. Thomas tries to keep it in fact successfully does so. Flick on was Malkin. Julian Darby finds Alan Stubbs. So in all departments in the first 45 minutes, Rovers were the stronger. The back four containing the likes of Phyllis Kirk and Cunningham as best as possible, and Higgins is up again with a good header. Thomas, Dave Higgins finds Sean Garnett, but it's been more in the engine room in midfield, where Rovers were outstanding in the opening 45 minutes. Dave Martindale relishing his chance back in the first team. Had a good opening half. And stands on the ball now as he leaves the free kick to be taken by Tony Thomas, as the big players have moved up, Mark Hughes and Sean Garnett. And Thomas has come a long way over to take this free kick, but it's up, it's Cooper, and it's come off the head of Cunningham, but Cooper was fouling, so it's a free kick to Bolton Wanderers. Felgate's clearance. Garnett's header. Now Brown, skipper for Bolton Wanderers. Inside to Phyllis Kirk, finds Thompson. Malkin couldn't quite reach it, Cooper did. He'll have to do his own chasing as he does. Blatant obstruction by Paul Comstead. Gives Rovers a free kick. He just stood there. I mean, it looked blatant obstruction, but I think what happened was he lost all sort of vision of the ball and decided just to stand still, allowing Steve Cooper to run inside. It's a free kick to Rovers. Thomas's cross. There's a header from Malkin. It's hit the bar. Iron shoots. What an effort from Chris Malkin. The free kick from Tony Thomas. And searing diving header from the Rovers substitute Chris Malkin. Denied on this occasion by the woodwork. With 4 minutes of this second half gone. The goal disallowed for a free kick that wasn't taken. Paul Comstead has basically lost his head at the moment, I think. The number 4 for Bolton Wanderers. 2 reckless challenges in the space of 2 minutes, and Barry Cowdrell was trying to calm it down. Mark Hughes back up on his feet, and it's a long way out, but they've got a wall ready, 4-man wall, as Morrissey sets to lay the ball out wide to Thomas. Now can we get it? Another cross in? We can. It's high. Cooper's up. It's flicked off the head of Seagraves, and that'll be a corner to Tranmere. Morrissey to take it. Rovers' 5th corner of the match, the first in this second half. Not a good one. Julian Darby heads it away, finds Phyllis Kirk, and there's a break on here now for Bolton Wanderers as Thompson comes away with it, being chased by Tony Thomas. He'll have to get the challenge in. Stuck to his task well. Now it's Garnett up against Cunningham. And the header was actually by number 7, Stuart Storer, and it's going to be a goal kick to Rovers. But reflecting back to that effort from Chris Malkin, 4 minutes gone in the second half, he rose superbly to that cross from Tony Thomas. He came in from nowhere virtually, and very powerful header that beat David Felgate. All ends up, but not the woodwork. Now Martindale. Malkin's gone through, and he wasn't offside. Good play by Dave Martindale. As the ball's put forward, and Higgins concedes the throw. As I said before the match started, it was a touch overcast, and the temperature on that pitch was pretty high already, and now with the sun coming out, must be fairly high. And looked like the play by Tony Thomas, but it's Bolton who come forward with it. Cowdrell. Thompson lays the ball inside to Cunningham. And it's not a good layup by Tony Cunningham. And again Johnny Morrissey back to help with defensive duties. Finds Eric Nixon. And it seemed like a lost cause, but when Chris Malkin's around, nothing seems to be a lost cause, does it really? And it's come with Seagraves now. Mark Seagraves for Bolton Wanderers, over the halfway line. No one moving forward for him, and Garnett wasn't going to let Tony Cunningham have the ball. Eventually Cunningham does have the ball, and is fouled by the Tranmere number 6. Worrying signs for Tranmere is that they've had all the play and nothing to show for it, and as Bolton come more into the game with less and less time on Rovers' side, 25 minutes remaining, well, under 25 minutes. Don't want to tempt fate, so I'll say no more. Morrissey clears. I know one thing, Bolton Wanderers are about to make a substitution. Next time the ball goes out of play, Brown knocks it down the line, Phyllis Kirk and Higgins, who guides it back to Eric Nixon. Offside against Tony Cunningham, which gives the bench an opportunity to make their substitution, and it is Tony Cunningham who is to be replaced by Birkenhead lad David Reeves. So Tony Cunningham is substituted. Signed from Bury earlier this season for £70,000. Makes way for David Reeves, who was signed from £80,000 from Sheffield Wednesday in the summer of '89. Combined with Tony Phillips-Kirk for a total of 38 goals in the first season together. And Scouser on the opposition. And Bolton Wanderers 6s and 7s at the moment. So David Reeves will be looking to make a mark on the proceedings here. He's got 22 minutes to do the damage if that's the case. Thomas and Higgins do well. Crossed inside, Cooper couldn't quite make it. Phillips-Kirk. Thomas in with a late challenge on Barry Cowdrill. On Paul Comstead. It's a free kick to Bolton. Higgins' header. Storer knocks it back to Brown. Higgins turned on this occasion by Phillips-Kirk, but didn't get round Hughes, did Derby, and it's chance for Irons to bring it away. Rovers breaking out of defence, and Cooper launches a ball out to the left looking for Malkin. Came off the knee of Seagraves. Martindale's header. Malkin first to react for Rovers. Flicked out by Brennan, so there's a change of markers at the moment as Reeves gets away down the right hand side. Reeves got a chance to cross it. He's got Higgins in pursuit, and Higgins has had a solid game this afternoon for Rovers. Reeves and Brennan clashing. Storer for Bolton Wanderers, left by Phil Brown for Thompson. The overlap is from Cowdrill. Barry Cowdrill with a chance to shoot off the back of Mark Hughes. And that's brought a fine save out of Eric Nixon from the shot from Julian Derby. It fell kindly for the number 11 from Bolton, and his effort was well saved by Eric Nixon. Another corner to Bolton. Short one, taken quickly. Martindale tried to dispossess. Thompson, he's crossed it in. Reeves is up with a header. Actually came off Dave Higgins, but the referee's given a foul for the challenge by Reeves on Dave Higgins. And at the moment it's Tranmere who are rocking a little bit. 20 minutes of the normal 90 minutes remaining. And as I said, if it goes 0-0 at full time, it's half an hour of extra time. Nixon. Storer for Bolton. Garnett in on Phillips-Kirk. There seems to be a switch of markers in the back four Rovers. Reeves is to be picked up by Higgins now. Garnett's gone across to look after Phillips-Kirk. So throw in, Brown to take it. Back to Reeves. Now Brown. Challenge was by Brennan on Storer. And that's a free kick to Bolton as they push the big fellas up. Alan Stubbs has joined the attack. Comstead with the free kick. Headed away by Higgins. Hughes on this occasion. Malkin couldn't get there first. Thomas could. And it's actually now with Irons. Lays the ball out to the left to Morrissey. It's a one-on-one situation. Morrissey has put the ball through to Malkin. Leaves it for Martindale. Martindale's in the 18-yard box. Chance of shot. It's blocked off the legs of Julian Darby. But that was another great opportunity for Rovers. They seem to outnumber the back four of Bolton. There was an inquiry going on between Brown and Seagraves, how Morrissey was left free. But again, Rovers couldn't take advantage of it. Comstive, the stronger of the challenge between him and Thomas. He's coming forward now against Mark Hughes. He's inside the 18-yard box. A good block by the Tranmere number 5. And it had to be. Malkin's flick on, looks for Cooper. He did well to knock it back. Malkin's on a one-way route to goal here. Higgins against Reeves. Comstive come off the chest of Malkin. A slap-happy ball from Comstive as Maltindale finds Morrissey. Morrissey tantalising defence with a good cross. Cooper unlucky to not be on the end of that. Phil Brown taking no chances and concedes a corner. Action-packed game, which we've seen plenty of good football in it, and no goals to show so far. Corner kick to Tranmere. Johnny Morrissey leaves this one to Kenny Irons. Not a good corner from Irons. It actually came off the head of Cooper eventually. Higgins, Brannan, Martindale. Hughes is in there. Hughes has got a chance! Well, it didn't fall kindly for him. The ball was bouncing and bobbling all over the place. And really, you've got to take a shot at goal whenever the opportunity comes in those sort of circumstances. 9 times out of 10, they do find the back of the net. Looks like Tranmere are going to make their second substitution any moment. "15 minutes of the game remaining. Rovers to make their second substitution. Jimmy Harvey, who's been out of favour at Prenton Park during the last few weeks, has got 15 minutes to put his stamp on the game as he applauds Dave Martindale. So Harvey on for Martindale. Last 15 minutes for Rovers. Storer crosses in ahead of Reeves. Not a good clearance by Eric Nixon. Thompson to Storer. Challenge was by Brennan. It was a lunge more than a challenge, and so was that one by Mark Hughes. And there's an inquiry between Higgins and Nixon at the moment. But what it has turned out to be is a free kick for Bolton Wanderers, and this is not in a good position as far as Tranmere are concerned. Phyllis Kirk might fancy his chances from here. Shoots. And it wasn't far over Eric Nixon's bar, but it was far enough. So the nerves jingling and jangling now on that field. The last quarter of an hour to decide who goes into Division 2 for 1991-92 season. At the moment, honours pretty evenly matched. No score. Nixon's clearance. Thompson up. Harvey's first touch of the ball. Lays it out to Garnett. Looking down the line was Malkin. Well, Rovers fought back to 2-2 against Birmingham City 6 days ago, when they looked dead and buried out the match. This is a different circumstances here, but at the moment anything can happen, as Higgins does well. Seemed to be pulled back by Reeves. Challenge is in by Harvey. Darby's got the cross in, and there's a free space for Comstead. Completely miscued his shot. He was left unmarked. And that all came about a mistake by Jeb Brennan, who didn't clear his lines when he had the opportunity to. And that was a wasted effort as far as Bolton were concerned from Paul Comstead. Nixon's clearance. Rovers' legs are more tired at the moment. Irons. Nice play by Irons. Has Garnett. Phyllis Kirk at his heels. Lays the ball out wide to Morrissey. Morrissey, that's a lovely ball across field to Tony Thomas. Crossed in from Thomas. Cooper's header. No power on it. To the arms of Felgate. Seagraves has gone down, clutching his left leg. It looks like a touch of cramp. And the referee stops the match. Treatment for the injured Mark Seagraves. Just over 12 minutes remaining. Jeb Brennan sportingly throws the ball back to Phil Brown. Felgate with the clearance for Bolton Wanderers. Higgins up, beaten in the air on this occasion by Reeves. Phyllis Kirk's back heel. Now Darby, out to Brown. Phil Brown on inside. Reeves. Good dispossession play by Brennan. Rovers come away with it. Thomas. Harvey. The arms upraised by Reeves, gives Rovers a free kick. Harvey takes, looking for Malkin. Cooper's got a bit of space. Malkin's gone down, poleaxed. The shot from Steve Cooper. Touch of wind, I think, for Chris Malkin. Winded a little bit on that last clash. Comstead. Phyllis Kirk's got behind Sean Garnett, but not Dave Higgins. And one mistake now will certainly be costly. And it looks like both teams willing to take no chances. Cooper now for Tranmere. To Thomas. Hoisted in high by Thomas. Brown's header. Flicked back by Storer and flicked out by Brown. Just under 9 minutes remaining. Still no score. Jeb Brennan with the throw. Tired legs. The order of the day at the moment. Brennan again for Rovers. To Harvey. Good chink by Harvey. Look for some movement. Inside is Kenny Irons. Thomas has found a little bit of space. It's been cleared by Bolton. Not very positively. Cooper to Thomas. Crossed in from Thomas. Irons is up, joining the attack on this occasion. Now Morrissey. Square ball. Brennan's shot hit the back of Dave Higgins. Not quite exactly what he meant. Harvey. Out to Thomas. Back to Harvey. Taking command and lays a lovely ball, looking for Thomas. Well stopped by Cowdrill. And it's Barry Cowdrill coming away with it. Irons comes across to make the challenge. Does just that. Referee plays an advantage. Phyllis Kirk is dispossessed, is he? Eventually, Harvey knocks the ball back to Hughes. Good defensive play again by Rovers. Hughes launches the ball forward. Malkin get there ahead of the defender. Can he keep it in? He can. He's got Cooper in the 18-yard box, being joined now by Morrissey. Cooper. Irons. Shot from Irons. Looks for Cooper. Ricochet favoured Bolton Wanderers. Comstead. Harvey knocks it back to Brennan. Harvey in with another challenge. Good play by the Tranmere experienced midfield player. He's not actually captain this afternoon, so that's the only way to describe him. Six minutes remaining on my watch, plus a little bit of injury time. No goals as of yet. Nixon's clearance, flicked on by Cooper. Malkin finding Morrissey. It's Rovers who've come more stronger in this last 10 minutes. Now Morrissey inside the 18-yard box. Well, he laid it across square. No one was there to take advantage of it. Derby. Higgins in ahead of Reeves and seemed to get his shirt tugged, and the referee's seen it. Good refereeing by Keith Hackett. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far this afternoon. Harvey's cross. Inside was Hughes. Philliskirk. Cowdrill. Storer on the run. Higgins does well. He's had a great game this afternoon, this Dave Higgins. Inside to Harvey. Looking for some movement. Garnett, who's had another good performance as well for Tranmere. The elbow was used by Chris Malkin. And it looks like it's going to be the first caution of the afternoon. Chris Malkin goes up and uses his elbow. I think David Felgate is trying to appeal on behalf of Chris Malkin, saying there hasn't really been physical contest, but the first booking of the game goes to Chris Malkin. And with 4 minutes remaining, the tension is pretty high out there. It's pretty high up here at the moment, I mind out there. Higgins' header. He fouls Reeves. And it's Bolton who are finishing the stronger of the two sides with a free kick now. They pushed Mark Sreegraves up with the attack. Reeves, Philliskirk. The main worries, Phil Brown's joining as well. Headed away by Garnett. Julian Derby. Knocked back in again. Clash of the number 5s, and that's easy for Eric Nixon. Steve Cooper back in defence. And Eric Nixon launching the ball forward, and there's no one there to take advantage of it as Hughes with an unorthodox ball forward. Brennan, that's a good ball by Philliskirk, but Stuart Storer couldn't keep it in, and it's a throw in to Tranmere. I think both teams will settle for the 90 minutes of extra time now. Rovers having the better of the exchanges in the opening 45 and seem to take command in the first 15 of the second half, but then Bolton Wanderers come back in the match with 3 quick corners, but like Tranmere have had little to show for it. Thomas for Rovers. Man down, still hurt, and Irons in with the challenge. Man down's Alan Stubbs. Looks like he's in a great deal of pain. And Phil Brown hoists the ball down the wing. Reeves and Higgins keeps the ball in. Phil Brown fouls Johnny Morrissey quite deliberately, I feel, to get some treatment for his number 6, Stubbs. So we're into time added on by Keith Hackett at the end of this 90 minutes of entertaining football. Rovers with a free kick, Mark Hughes to take it. Steve Cooper high to meet it. Knocked away by number 4, Comstev, and Thomas concedes the throw. Sure, there'll be a fair bit of injury time to be added on in this match. Cow drill now for Bolton Wanderers. Phil Neal will be happy with his team's performance in the second half. Which is still not over. Phyllis Kirk's flick on. Brannan and Storer clash. Higgins hasn't put a foot wrong all afternoon. Brown inside from Thompson to Phyllis Kirk. Now Storer. Dave Higgins for Tranmere Rovers. Jimmy Harvey. Last chance for Rovers to flourish and break forward now. Good ball from Harvey. Finds Malkin. Chance for Malkin. No real power on the effort. Coming up to 2 minutes of extra time, of injury time played at the end of this 90 minutes. Whistles around the crowd. Brannan's header. Knocked forward by Julian Darby. Higgins on this occasion beaten in the air by Reeves. Hughes guides it back to Eric Nixon. Now Mark Hughes for Tranmere. Launches the ball forward, looks for Malkin. Thomas releases Malkin. Chance for Rovers to get in it here. It's crossed in. Cooper's up. Nearly took the head off Brown. He was going for the acrobatic kick, and although it hit Phil Brown on the shoulder, one really can't blame Steve Cooper for his efforts. Higgins' header. Steve Thompson. Now Storer. He's come inside, he's got support from Brown. He's got a chance for the skipper to shoot, it's deflected. Oh, that could have been very, very nasty. It actually deflected off a Tranmere player and hit Eric Nixon full on in the face. But thankfully it was in the right place at the right time there. And those kind of things can go anywhere. That's the last action of the 90 minutes as we go into half an hour's worth of extra time. So the final score in the full 90 minutes of this third division playoff final is Bolton Wanderers 0, Tranmere Rovers 0. So all the proceedings, a little bit of an interval. Tranmere Rovers get the first 15 minutes of the extra time started. "90 minutes bringing no goals in this playoff final. It was always going to be a tight match, and I don't think the next half an hour will change much in the way of tactics. A few more grey hairs will appear, I'm sure. And both sets of players and fans and management alike. Morrissey. Hughes. Garnett. Malkin. Closely watched by Stubbs. Good play by the Bolton number 6. Couldn't dispossess Thomas. And Malkin's got the ricochet in his favour there. Plays it inside to Cooper. Now to Harvey. Out to the right is Thomas. Came off the back of Cowdrill. Took the sting out the cross. Brannan's header. Reeves. Higgins. For me, during the 90 minutes, was Tranmere's man of the match. A good game throughout the match, as it's Brown with the throw. Storers flick on. Phillips-Kirk trying to turn Garnett. Hughes has got the foot in. Has come out as far as Paul Comstiff for Bolton. He's inside the 18-yard box. Got to get a cross in. He has done. Garnett's got to flick away, and that was a test for Tranmere, as Comstiff was allowed to get inside the 18-yard box. Hughes, Derby's shot. Well, the result of the outcome here has to be decided this afternoon, and at the end of 90 minutes with no score, and if the game remains a draw at the end of half an hour extra time, it's the penalty shootout. But that's over 28 minutes away, as Thomas knocks the ball forward to Malkin. Seems to be flattened there, but he's won the throw-in. It's ahead of Alan Stubbs. Harvey's got Thomas short. Takes it. Finds Thomas. Sent to launch one in. Cooper. Following Seagraves. There's a free kick to Bolton. Phil Neal still with a substitute on the bench if he requires him. He's stripped and ready for Scott Green. Fresh pair of legs in this last half an hour can do benefits for your team. Harvey changing the direction of play. That's a great ball. The referee gives offside against Chris Malkin. The flag was very late by the linesman on this near side. It seemed a perfect ball through from Jimmy Harvey to Chris Malkin. Stubbs' free kick. Flicked on by Phillips-Kirk, and there's a goal kick to Tranmere. Well, Rovers being involved in a 5-goal thriller last Sunday. That was a great advert for third division football. This has been another great show of what the teams can do in the lower divisions. And as you can see, there's very little to choose between Tranmere and Bolton at the moment. Storer getting away from Brennan. Brennan's got to get the challenge in. He does do. And to throw into Bolton Wanderers. Thompson. Garnett got there first for Rovers. Now Thomas. Harvey moving his way down the middle, but he chooses to find Chris Malkin. Now Cowdrill. Garnett in ahead of Phillips-Kirk. The ball favours Bolton. Thompson finds Comstiff. Challenges by Brennan. It's come back to Comstiff. Irons has got to get the challenge in. No, he's leaving it to Higgins. Does a good job. Now Harvey. Looking for Malkin. Seagraves in with the header. Happy concede the throw. Harvey looking for some movement and players upfield. Morrissey. Chance for Harvey to cross it with his left foot if he can get there first. Morrissey again. Brennan, square is Higgins. Man coming in very quick behind him. Flick forward, Higgins finds Thomas. Thomas dwelt on it, but he's still got Garnett moving down the right-hand side. Sean Garnett in a right-wing position. And that's the result of it. Tired legs, I presume, playing a big part of that. Halfway through this first period of extra time, still no score. Garnett's header. Now Cowdrell. Down this left-hand side. Malkin chasing. Come off Thomas. Higgins going to try and save the corner possibly. Came off the boot of Reeves. No. Higgins. Well, he's lost out in the end to the challenges of Reeves, and it's given Bolton Wanderers a corner kick. It's taken by Thompson, flicked on. Julian Darby in with a challenge, and there's all bodies at the moment in the 18-yard box. Higgins brings it away this time for Rovers and lays a nice ball down the line to Thomas. In turn finds Morrissey. Cooper and Malkin moving ahead. No, it's Jeb Brennan. Brennan's onside. Brennan's in the 18-yard box. Shoots. Saved by Felgate. Malkin got a chance for Rovers, and he scored! Chris Malkin has scored! It's Tranmere who struck first blood. They're off the bench with delight. Chrissy Malkin, who it seemed the luck was not going to be with him this afternoon, has got the all-important goal for Tranmere with 8 minutes gone in the first period of extra time. Had a goal denied, and then he hit the bar with a great header. Some sterling work down the left-hand side between Higgins, Morrissey and Brennan. Came in, and there was Malkin finding that little bit of space after the shot came off Felgate to give Tranmere a 1-goal lead. Higgins, who started the move, quite fitting that he should really, the performance he's had this afternoon. Substitute for Bolton Wanderers, second one, it's Scott Green to replace Stuart Storer. So obviously it's the Tranmere fans that are singing now. Thomas looks for Cooper, headed by Seagraves. And David Felgate, who did well to stop the initial shot on goal, couldn't do anything about Chris Malkin's effort. Higgins' header fouls Reeves, so it's a free kick to Bolton. Long way to go yet. Five minutes of this first period of extra time remaining. 1-0 Rovers lead. Thomas's header. Here's the goal scorer, Malkin. Looks for Harvey. Put his foot on the ball possibly, Jimmy Harvey, or he might release someone down the right-hand side. He does do. Thomas inside to Malkin. Well, they always say that playing at Wembley, you have a bit of a cup tie atmosphere anyway, no matter what game you're in, but there's always touches of fairy tale, and Chris Malkin wouldn't have been on the pitch only for the injury to Jim Steele, and he caused so much problems for Birmingham City last weekend, and he's struck first blood here this afternoon. 1-0 Rovers lead. Phillips-Kirk's header, easy for Nixon. Second division beckons for the Merseyside club. One of the big three on Merseyside now. Malkin's header. Cowdrell gets there first for Bolton. Possibly an hour ago he would have got to that, but legs are tiring a little bit. You can certainly feel it for them, even up here. Birkenhead fans that are singing the disappointment of the Leyland Daff last Sunday has always been the second competition as far as Tranmere are concerned this season, as it was last season, of course, but they blew themselves out against Notts County. Cooper tried to get behind Cowdrell there. Preparation this week has been second to none. They've been staying away in the Midlands, a short break. Team selection wasn't known up until the final 3 hours before kick-off. Cowdrell's header, Harvey. Thomas to Harvey, to Cooper. Cooper wins. Well, I thought he won a throw there, but it's come off the Tranmere number 10 in the favour of Bolton Wanderers. Thompson. Oh, Compston's got a bit of space here, but Kenny Irons wasn't allowing him the extra bit of effort as he has to pull up because there's touches of cramps coming in. Johnny Morrissey's gone down, but it's a corner quickly taken by Bolton Wanderers. Nixon's got to come for this. He's missed it. It's come out to Derby, but the foul's been given on against the Tranmere, Bolton centre-half Mark Seagraves for the foul on Eric Nixon. I was seen by the referee, Keith Hackett, as the Tranmere fans applaud the fact that Johnny Morrissey's receiving treatment from a Bolton player for his cramp into the last minute of the first 15 in this extra time. Jimmy Harvey telling the players to calm down. That's what you need, an experienced head in the middle of the park. Talk the players, the younger ones, through. These very tense moments. Nixon's clearance from the foul. Cooper's header. Hughes does well. Finds Cooper maybe. No, he couldn't quite find the ball through to him. Mark Hughes is still veered up in the attack. Higgins and Brennan combine well. We're into the stoppage time of this first quarter of an hour of extra time, as Irons has got a chance to go alone if he wants to, but he looks to release. Well, no one in the end. Keith Hackett's checked his watch, and that's the final action of this first 15 minutes of extra time, and Tranmere Rovers are 15 minutes away from Division 2 football for 1991-92. So the second half of extra time gets underway. 1-0 Tranmere lead. Brown for Bolton, flicked on by Reeves. Hughes concedes the throw. So the Bolton fans getting behind their team as second substitute Scott Green. Brennan knocks it away, and it's Cooper against Seagraves. And the Bolton number 5 bustled by Tranmere number 10. Thompson does well. Garnett. Oh, he's miskicked it. And Phyllis Kirk has got behind Sean Garnett. Crosses it in. But thankfully for Rovers, no one was there to take advantage. Hearts in the mouths there. Seagraves to Phyllis Kirk. Brown. Obviously Bolton, who will have to do all the attacking in this last 15 minutes. Reeves, well intercepted by Mark Hughes. Referee plays an advantage. Can't see what the advantage was in the particular circumstances, but it comes back now with Steve Thompson for Bolton. Higgins clears his line, as he has done all afternoon. Seagraves to Brown. Garnett up with Phyllis Kirk. Seemed to get a shove at Sean Garnett. He has to concede the throw. Phil Brown trots over to take it. Good play by Brennan, who again has had another good game this afternoon. Cooper taking on his man. Looks for some support. He's got Harvey moving through the middle. Now Jimmy Harvey for Tranmere takes it in his stride. He's the furthest player forward. He's got a chance to go at goal. Shoots. Possibly couldn't believe his luck himself there. Good play by Cooper to set up the chance for Jimmy Harvey. Felgate's clearance. Garnett, another strong header. Seagraves, it's good. Jeb Brannan's ball into Cooper. Irons is on the overlap. That's a great ball from Cooper. Good vision. Irons clashes with Stubbs. The ball's come in the favour of Bolton Wanderers. Phil Brown leaves it for Steve Thompson. As Tony Thomas gets the header in. Comstav's knocked down. Hughes battling with the players in the melee there. Harvey brings it away for Morrissey as Malkin, furthest player forward. Thomas is on the overlap. Morrissey with his socks rolled down finds Tony Thomas. Back to Harvey. Inside to Higgins. Higgins, that's a good ball through to Irons. Didn't quite fall kindly for him. Good play by Alan Stubbs, finds Phil Brown. Bit of space here for Thompson. Offside against Reeves. Won't count. Sean Garnett wasn't going to let it anyway. Harvey. Rovers are 10 minutes away from Division 2 football. Can they keep their nerve? And can they keep the lead? Thomas. Nice play by Thomas. Morrissey on the right, looking for a 1-2 possibly. And he gets it off Morrissey. But not off Alan Stubbs, who concedes a senseless corner as far as he's concerned. Now, It's the first opportunity for Jimmy Harvey to take a corner for Rovers. It's the first one they've had for a long time, actually. Morrissey comes short. Hughes is in the 18-yard box, awaiting the cross. So is Irons. It's a good corner. Hughes is up, he's met it well. Knocked away by Brown. Comstead got there first, now Brennan. It's a good ball by Brennan. Cooper's in. He's got Harvey in support. Harvey's got Malkin to cross to if he needs to. Lays the ball to Morrissey. Morrissey. Looking for some movement. Decides to take them all on in the end. Now Harvey comes inside. Square ball to Irons. Has Irons found Malkin? No, because David Felgate was well aware of the situation. It was a good patient build-up by Tranmere. Garnett in with a great challenge. Brown to Comstead. Julian Darby. Scott Green crosses one in. Higgins taking no chances, clears his lines. Thomas to help it on its way. And kept it in, actually. Now Irons for Rovers. 3 minutes remaining. Tranmere fans prematurely appealing for full-time whistle. That's a great ball by Thompson, looking for his skipper Brown. And Bolton have really got to go all out now, as Kenny Irons battles back and does sterling work against Paul Comstead. Sums up the whole attitude of the Tranmere performance this afternoon. From start to finish, they have been resilient in every department. Nixon's clearance. Cooper's up, flicking it on. Malkin. Cowdrill. Out to Phil Brown. We're into the last 2 minutes on my watch. It's going to be a throw to Rovers. A few more seconds wasted by Tranmere. Scott Green to Julian Darby. Phil Brown. Thomas has got to meet that. He hasn't done. Harvey has, though. And the referee's given a free kick for the challenge by Thomas on Comstead. And we have just over 1 minute remaining. Bolton Wanderers with possibly their last opportunity to get something out of the match and possibly force it to penalties. Free kick laid wide. Thompson's shot. The wall done its job. Hughes crosses in. Morrissey just happy to hoist it clear. We're into the last minute, added on last minute of extra time. Garnett's header. Now Brown for Bolton Wanderers off the head of Malkin. Reeves, Thompson crossed in. Hughes is in with a header. Thomas clears it. Anywhere will do as far as Tranmere are concerned. It could be a mistake. Irons is away. Blatantly obstructed by Alan Stubbs. And the mistake by the Bolton number 6. As Rovers waste those precious few seconds. We're 15 seconds away from the final whistle here at Wembley, which could see Tranmere Rovers into Division 2 for the first time since 1938-39. Watch for the celebrations. A free kick. Harvey. Back to Hughes. Time added on by the referee, Keith Hackett now. And there hasn't been many stoppages in this extra time period. Checks with his two linesmen. He's had the nod. He's looking at his watch. The ball's hoisted up. This is dramatic stuff. And that's it! Tranmere on Division 2! Tears of jubilation! Fans, players, management alike. Brilliant feeling it is. But you've got to feel sorry for Bolton Wanderers, who's won laps. And it wasn't through fault of their own, really. It was a good move, and Malcolm was on the end of it to make it 1-0. So here is the big moment. The playoff, often criticised, but when you get to the stage of being in the final, a winner and a loser, and Tranmere Rovers know how it is to feel as losers, as they were at this predicament last year when they went up to receive their runners-up medal behind Notts County. On this occasion, well worthy of their performance, as Eric Nixon skippers Tranmere Rovers, leads them up the steps as they find themselves in Division 2. Smiles all round, shaking the hands of his chairman Peter Johnson, and what a revelation and the turnaround he has made to Tranmere Rovers, as Eric Nixon passes down the silverware. Tranmere Rovers in Division 2. Kenny Irons, one of the stalwarts, my man of the match, Dave Higgins, didn't put a foot wrong throughout the whole 120 minutes. In fact, virtually every player who took part this afternoon had a great game. Johnny Morrissey scored some cracking goals throughout the season. Jed Brannan, one of the successes at Prenton Park. Dave Martindale back in the fray as well. Sean Garnett in for Steve Vickers, and skipper Jimmy Harvey passes it on to Jim Steele. Chris Malkin, the goal scorer, and Steve Vickers just happy to get hold of it, passing it to Steve Mungall, Neil McNabb, and Paul Collins, of course, has played his part in the proceedings, been in for the suspended Eric Nixon, as the Tranmere team make their way back down the steps. Ended up as 5th place in Division 3. Ended up playing the 4th place team, Bolton, in the final, and coming out 1-0 winners. A game which saw Chris Malkin have a goal disallowed, then hit the bar, but on his 3rd attempt scores a cracking goal. Be some celebrating on Merseyside tonight. Tranmere fans have waited a long time for this. They've had to cast out hundreds of pounds in some cases in the last 2 years to support their team. At Wembley alone, 4 occasions in the last 2 years, asking a lot, and at last they can reap the rewards. They'd spend hundreds more if they could be like this every week, or every year, should I say. Champagne will be flowing. The team in front of all the press. Having some photos taken. There's quite a few of them there now.
thank you very, very much for this wonderful welcome. Our players gave us blood yesterday, and I'm so proud with them. I'm so proud of my supporters. And at last, we've got what we want. Everybody, we promised you 12 months ago we'd bring it back, and here it is today. Second Division football.
Now tell us about the goal, because it wasn't that easy to control when the ball actually did come to you.
Yeah, well, Jed's run on to Johnny Morrissey's through ball, and he just tried side foot to pass the keeper. So I've hung out, just waiting, for the off chance of a rebound, and it came to me, but it was spinning at the time. So I just tried to get a touch on it to steady it, and when I did steady it, I just tried to drive it low. And
when you scored, the feeling?
Can't put it into words, I don't think. That sort of feeling when the hairs go up on the back of your neck. I did a bit of a tumble and sprinted as fast as I could.
What difference will second division football make towards your plans for improving the stadium? Is that going to go ahead now on a firm basis?
Yes, the new stadium, of course, is fully approved. It's been designed to hold 22,000 all-seater. That may be slightly modified in view of the recommendations that followed the Taylor report. But we can phase it. It is here at Prenton Park, and unlike building a stadium on a greenfield site, we can phase the development here over a number of years, depending on the demands from a spectator point of view, and most important of all, of course, based on the financial availability.
How much will you have to adapt to second division football, do you think? Do you think the club is geared both off the field and on the field for second division football?
I don't think there's any doubt about that. And off the field, of course, there's no doubt that it is geared for second division football. When you consider that Notts County, who beat us last season in the playoff, and I think we had a little bit of an anticlimax following the Leyland Daff win. I think in other circumstances we could well have beaten Notts County in the playoff. When you consider that Notts County have now gone into the first division through the playoffs, there's every opportunity for us to be there this time next year.
Well, Eric, you dropped from the first division to come to Tranmere Rovers, then a fourth division club. Getting into the second division now must make it all worthwhile.
That's right, yeah, obviously I've come from Man City in the first division to Tranmere Rovers in the fourth. But I didn't come to Tranmere Rovers because I felt I needed to move from Man City. I came to Tranmere Rovers because I felt as though they had the potential to go to the second division, to the first division. I've achieved that in 3 years since I've been here. That's on a personal level. I haven't achieved it personally. I think the whole team's achieved it, from Peggy down to the chairman, from Ted who does the kit, from Peggy who does it. It's a tremendous achievement for myself, and it's a tremendous achievement for Tranmere Rovers.